I know. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. And I think I'm going to be here for the rest of the season. I know I am. Davon's here. I'm going to be here. But if y'all are new here to my channel, thank you for clicking on the video. Please subscribe. Please thumbs up. Please drop in the comments. All of that is free. It helps the channel out so much. It helps with engagement. It helps push my video out. So just leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you are new. Turn your post notifications on all so you'll be notified once I do drop these recaps, which will be every single Wednesday night. But yeah, y'all tell me what y'all's thoughts are on All Stars 5 season or episode 1's premiere. Me personally, I was very entertained. Like, this was a very solid premiere episode. I like the fact that it's an hour, which I think we're going to have hour-long episodes, which I think is good because with the recent seasons where they stretch them out to be 90-minute episodes, a lot of it can be boring because they don't show too much of what we want to see, which is the drama, the scheming. We don't see too much of that. And then when we do see too much of that, with the cast that they've had, they're boring. They're not entertaining. So it's not entertaining to watch. And it's so long and dragged out. And then not only that, it'd be like 25 episodes, which y'all know from last season, I fell off. I missed the episode because it didn't record. And then I tried to go find it, but MTV don't post the full episodes no more, so I couldn't find it in. And then I just didn't care, honestly. But this season looks good. We got a lot of very entertaining players. Davon Rogers, as y'all already know, that's my girl. I love her. Ashley Millionaire Mitchell, she is always entertaining. She had me laughing already. Beth, Frank, who else? Turbo, Shane, not a fan of, but we'll see. But yeah, we got some characters. We got some characters this season. But yeah, enough of that. We about to get on into this. This was a good episode, but we're going to get into it. Let's go. Alright, so we get it starting off pretty much giving us a flashback of all the rivalries that have happened throughout the seasons of the show. And they showed those iconic moments. The two most iconic ones was Bananas taking that money from Sarah and Ashley snatching that money from Hunter. Me personally, y'all tell me which ones y'all liked more. Bananas doing it from Sarah or Ashley doing it from Hunter. Ashley's doing it from Hunter will go down in history, in my opinion, as one of the best moments in reality TV history. Her, you called me a slut, you slut shamed me, I'm taking the money. And then him tripping out and her going off. That was some funny shit. Because I did not like Hunter either. Because she had every right to snatch that money. And I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing. If I had the opportunity to, I would have too. But we know it's 13 pairs that are playing together. Rivals that are playing together. They're competing for $300,000. So we see them all walking into the elimination like they always do. This one was a little bit more different because we got to see them there. And then they got to pick, well, not pick. TJ pretty much let them know like how he used to do back in the day. Y'all remember back in the day with rivals and exes, they'll have everybody there. Everybody's looking around like, okay, so what's the theme? Then when you find out what the theme is, everybody's looking around like, okay, so who fits the theme for me? Like, who's my rival? Who's my ex? Because if you got multiples like Nany did back in the day, she had multiple exes and she didn't know which one it was going to be. Whereas with rivals, you could have multiple rivals and you don't know. But this is interesting. But Frank, we start seeing little introductions to everybody. Frank is in a completely different headspace than where he once was. He's a lot more calm, a lot more chill, not as boisterous. Apparently, doesn't seem like he is. He says that he doesn't recognize the person that he used to be, but we'll see if that Frank still shows up. But Shane, he's expecting pettiness from Frank, but we're expecting it from you. But Nany, she's 14 seasons in, still no win. She's sitting there talking about her and Casey are planning a wedding and a baby. If you don't already know, that is not happening anymore. Because they're not together. They just announced, I think it was earlier in the week, that they was no longer together. And Casey seemed a lot more excited about it than Nany did. But regardless, that's what it is. I'm not championing somebody breaking up, but whatever. But Turbo, he ends up talking about how Nany had stabbed him in the back on his last season that he did, and he plans to send her ass home the first week. I said, oh, that's funny because can't do that, but we'll see. But TJ ends up pulling up. He starts talking to everybody, seeing who's there. He introduces Ashley Millionaire Mitchell. She is still the same, which I love, never changed. She is good TV. She's the type of TV that you need. She's the type of character that you need on TV. One that is not going to think about what the public would think of her. Like, she gonna say what she want to say. She gonna act the way she want to act. You got to have those type of characters on the show for it to be entertaining. Because if everybody's on the show trying to be PC, it's boring. It is. You got to have drama. But Amber and Sylvia, they are the new moms. As we know, moms that are there. We got the Nany. Not Nany. Nany ain't got no kids. Devin, Melissa, who else? Beth, Jonna, they all have kids. So, Katie. So, these are the two new moms that recently had recently had kids since they had last been on the show. Sylvia wants to come for KellyAnne, though. They don't fuck with each other from All Stars 3. I'm like, you can't do that either. But Amber, she's ready to play dirty this time. And I hope you are, Amber. I don't want to see no tears from you this season because I can't stand when she cries. Like, when these people come for her and piss her off, she starts crying and I don't want to see it. Get in there and get rough with them. But Jonna, she ain't happy to see Beth because she already knows that's probably what's going to happen with her. Like, Beth spreading them rumors on, I think it was All-Stars 3? It was either All-Stars 3 or 2 about her cheating on her husband with MJ. Or Beth is still bad. Like, Beth is one of my guilty pleasures. I call me crazy, but I enjoy Beth. Beth is good TV. Like, she is good TV. But TJ, he ends up letting them know the theme of the season is rivals. Everybody's looking around nervous. They're like, oh, fuck, here we go. So we start getting the pairs. Steve and Adam. Steve cost Adam his place in the final on All-Stars 4. Adam still don't fuck with Steve. He was expecting him to call him, explain and apologize, and Steve was not doing it. Because Steve still don't feel like he did anything wrong. I don't blame him. We playing a game. Like, what you think? Frank and Sam, they're together. We know their original season, Real World San Diego, and then they did Battle of the Seasons after that season, and they won that season, but they never got along on the Real World or on Battle of the Seasons. Ashley K and Dario, exes. They used to date. They haven't talked to each other in 6 years. Dario left her high and dry. He still says she looked good. We're going to talk about it later on. You can't tell me otherwise. She still got the hots for him, even though she got a kid too. I don't know if she's still with her son's father. Is it her son or her daughter? Regardless, I don't know if she's still with her child's father. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think the child's father is black. I want to say he was a football player. Ashley got a type. Ashley, Mitchell, and Aneesa. Boy, this was cracking me up. Ashley is a fool, yo. She said Aneesa is a pick-me, and that is a friend that you cannot have. A pick-me is a friend to nobody. And that's the truth. Like, you don't stand on shit because you're too busy trying to please everybody. Like, pick-me, that's what a pick-me is. And TJ ends up asking Ashley how she felt about being with Aneesa, and she said it don't feel like $1 million, TJ. I was like, Ashley is crazy. I missed her so much, and we already know she gonna turn it up. She gonna act a fool. But KellyAnne and Sylvia, they don't fuck with each other still. Melissa and Nicole, they're together. Nany and Turbo, like I said, he ready to send her ass home. Beth and Jonna, they both rolled their eyes because both of them don't like each other. Devin and Shane. This is probably on paper the realest rival pair of the bunch. If you didn't watch Final Reckoning, go watch it. These two, and this is why I don't like Shane. Maybe call me biased, but some of the shit that he said to Devin, I would never do that as a man to a woman. But I got biased towards Devin. Devin can do nothing wrong in my eyes. Nothing wrong. And I will always swing behind her. But Devin said, I'm not cussing nobody out no more. Like, I got this reputation as being this, like, pop-off queen. But you ain't going to see me cussing nobody out anymore because she got close to the God again. Shout out to you, Devin, for doing that. I'm trying to get close to the guy, too. But Shane ends up saying, like, they're like a bad relationship. Like, you know how a bad relationship is. It's very toxic. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two are and how they work together throughout the season. If y'all have not already, go watch Devin's video she's dropped today. She did her first thoughts when they got to the airport, and then did her first impressions. It'll give you a little bit of backstory in regards to how they came into this particular moment in the season, because they kind of talk some things out. But Amber and Fessy, this one's going to be interesting too, because Fessy was a hater of Amber. Like, he was a hater of her, and he was shady, and I don't know why but then again, she expected much from him that she shouldn't. Like, Fessy is not loyal. Like, he's never been loyal. But she expected him to be that, and he showed that he wasn't. But Big T and Corey, they're together. Leroy and Devin are together. And then Katie's sitting there waiting on her partner, which we know is Veronica. But we'll get to them in a minute. But like I said, it's the pairs. It's them together for the entire season, which I love because this season should be short but sweet. Like, I should say no more than 10 to 13 episodes. Hour longs, 13 pairs. We should be getting a good season. A good season where it's hour-long episodes, not too stretched out. That's good. So fingers crossed is what we get. But they head to the house. We find out that they're going to be sleeping with their pairs in bunks, so they have to go find a bunk together. The house looked nice. It did. Melissa and Nicole, they're sitting there talking. Melissa ended up getting close with Laurel, which we know Nicole and Laurel have that back and forth relationship. Nicole's talking about how she ain't trying to destroy her relationship back at home because she got a girlfriend back at home. But she said they're taking it slow. But Melissa is a temptress. She's everything that would literally tempt Nicole to cheat on her girlfriend, which we know with Nicole's track record. Girlfriend at home, get to running. Go find somebody else. But Frank, he is talking about how insecure he was when he initially got on the show. He was too busy trying to prove himself to everybody. And he's just not like that anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see if that is still true. I want to see how Frank is when he's pressed. Because Frank, that we know, he will give you that at all times. At all times. But Sam was pretty much stating, yeah, we won the season together, but we're both stubborn, and she hopes that they'll be different this time around, considering the fact that they've aged and they've grown. So hopefully it'll be a lot better. He tried. He definitely tried in this first challenge, but we'll get to it. But Nany, she's pissed off looking around because she's the only one that ain't got no room right now or no bed. All of the rest of them are taken. So they're walking around with her and they're asking her, where's Turbo at? And he outside sitting on the canopy, sitting there eating blueberries like he on vacation. Turbo cracks me up. But Nany is obviously annoyed already. He's just sitting there chilling. But we get the scene with Beth and Shane, two messy people sitting there having a conversation, talking about shit. And Beth is pretty much saying, the good thing about John-A, or the good thing is that John-A and her husband had worked everything out considering everything that had happened, and they're doing well. Shane ends up saying Beth doesn't understand that, she breaks a lot of unspoken bonds or unspoken rules, and that's why people don't fuck with her. Beth has always been that way. Beth is going to do things that morally you shouldn't do. Her going ahead and outing the fact that MJ and John-A allegedly, I'm protecting myself, were cheating. But the way that she backed it up, I tweeted it on Twitter. She cracked me up because she said, I'm not understanding how I ruined her life. She's talking about how I ruined her life. I don't understand how I ruined it because weren't you trying to ruin your life? I said, but when you sit and think about it, she might have a point. Because when you're cheating and you're married, you basically don't care about your marriage. So essentially, you don't want to be with that person anyway. So it's you're really ruining your marriage by cheating. I just put it on a pedestal for you to actually leave. You wanted to leave. That's what I'm thinking Beth was thinking. Think about it. When you sit and think about it, it makes sense. But it's fucked up, though. But John-A says, I spent hella money on marital counseling. And she starts getting emotional at the thought of even having to work with Beth for the rest of the season. Because she's trying to win. John-A's won twice. She wants to win again. But Melissa and Big T, and I'm pretty sure she wants to get that money back from marital counseling. But Melissa and Big T, they're happy to have each other on another season. Nany, she ends up going to try and talk to Turbo, and he ain't going for it. Turbo don't fuck with Nany, and I'm going to get to it in a minute, but I feel Turbo. But Beth and John-A, they sit down and have a conversation. John-A's having a hard time with being with Beth. And she said, what she did on All-Stars gave her a hard time in her life when she got out. And Beth says, I'm sorry, but I was just trying to keep my cool, but I lost my cool. John-A said, it's not about you losing your cool. You literally just said some damaging shit to my life. And she starts crying, saying, me coming for you in the game shouldn't have warranted you doing what you did. And she don't understand why she did it. Beth, as she's crying and saying all this stuff, Beth's face screamed, I don't give a fuck. But she gets in her confessionals and says she's truly sorry. But she also then says to her, I'm trying to win the money. I want to win the money with you. I want to take accountability. I am sorry. But that face said, I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck. That's what he But John-A knew it was bullshit too. John-A said it's bullshit. She ain't sorry. But Turbo and Nany, they finally sit down to talk. Nany, this is kind of similar to Beth and Nany's situation. The only difference is Turbo didn't apologize. But Nany's talking about how she felt like she considered Turbo a friend after War of the Worlds 1 when they worked together, got so far together. She claims that she helped him get to the end, even though she left halfway throughout that season. Turbo got himself to the end. But she claims that when he came back on War of the Worlds 2, he was a completely different person. And she ends up telling him that she felt disrespected, felt like he didn't like her as a person, no longer looked at her as a friend. But she's pretty much saying, like, I can help you win this season. Like, we can get to the end. I can help you win just like you can help me win. Turbo sitting there drinking his water like, get them horse teeth out my face. That's what he was looking like. I'm like, this is crazy. But Turbo said, once the trust is broken, that sorry don't mean shit. I said, I feel you. I feel you. Because once you cross me, I can never look at you the same. I can never look at you the same. So I feel him on that. Like, I don't know how Nany don't see it, but I feel him. But we get to the mission. We find out who Katie's partner is, which is Veronica, 3-time champ. One of the best political game players to ever play this game. Hella smart. Makes some very iconic moves. Their history goes way, way back. They have some of the most iconic fights. That Inferno fight. I'm 29 years old. I remember watching it when it first aired. I still remember it like it was yesterday. Katie back in the day that was good TV back in the day. She's still good TV. But Katie back in the day, you want to talk about unhinged, no filter, the way she cussed Veronica smooth the fuck out, called her all types of whores and sluts. That shit that was happening back in the day would never fly on TV nowadays. In social media, they would be like, oh my God, you're doing too much. You're bullying. The way they talk back in the day, what? But we find out the top 4 teams of the challenge will get a star. And it's pretty much the stars thing. Y'all know what All Stars is all about. The star. You got to have a star to get to the final. And the 4 teams that win the challenge today, the first 4 teams, will get a star, which is their ticket to the final. Obviously, they probably won't keep it because if you got it, somebody's going to try and get it from you. You just got to maintain it. But the game that they're playing today is called Frenemies. It's pretty much a race. They have 3 checkpoints. The first checkpoint is a mud pit. They have to fill up mud, bring it to a bucket, fill up the bucket. The second checkpoint is an ice transfer. They have this little ice ball and 2 little like spoons, essentially. And they have to travel that all the way over to the third checkpoint. Well, actually, they have to get it into a cylinder of water, fill it up to a certain level. Once they finish that, checkpoint 3, balancing 4 balls on a gurney while collecting 3 sandbags. First 4 teams to win get a star. When it comes to these missions, y'all, if y'all don't watch me for traders, I'm doing the same thing here. When it comes to these missions, if it ain't nothing really talking worthy, I'm not going to really talk too much about it, especially when it comes to these damn instructions. Like, it'd be a lot. But they begin. Frank, he was actually being patient and calm with Sam. I was like, this is so odd to watch because this is not the Frank that I know. But Amber and Fessy, they are finishing the first checkpoint first. Fessy, obviously, he wants to be top dog. He wants everybody to know that he's top dog. Everybody essentially knows that you are kind of a top dog, but when it comes to them finals, you ain't. So ain't nobody tripping. Like, I would let Fessy get all the way to the end because I know he gonna burn out and gas out in the final. Like, he's not smart, and then his endurance is not there. Yes, you big as hell, and yes, you can knock somebody out, but, like, let's be for real. Like, endurance, that's what a final is. Endurance up here, like, you got to have it all going on, and he don't. But they finished first. Ashley K, like I said, she still got feelings for Dario. She's sitting there talking and oodling about him in them confessionals. Dario saying how Ashley always talked about how she wanted to be led, but she the one sitting there leading him in the challenge. It was funny. But Adam and Steve, they finished first. They secured their star. Leroy and Devin finished second. I'm like, Leroy is actually winning a mission? Like, what is this? We'll see how long it lasts. But Ashley K and Dario, they finished third. Turbo and Nany and Big T and Corey, they're the last star. They're battling for the last star. And it comes down to a foot race at this point. Turbo and Nany, they get the 4th star. No shock there for me when it comes to the teams that finished. Looking at everybody, Adam and Steve, I guess, because, like, they were pretty decent on the parts of All Stars 4 that I watched. I didn't even finish watching All Stars 4. I got to finish that. Leroy and Devin winning doesn't really shock me. Leroy winning a mission shocks me. Leroy's strong point is eliminations, not missions. So that was shocking. Ashley K and Dario, that's not shocking to me. Both of them are in good shape. Both of them are smart. Turbo and Nany, that doesn't shock me. Big T and Corey being close, that shocked me. But those are the 4 teams with the stars. Frank is frustrated because he was like, we gassed out. And then he said we, but her. You could see little hints of Frank that was back then still in there. And he trying to keep the new Frank here, so we'll see how long it lasts. But TJ ends up bringing everybody together, pretty much letting them know who got the 4 stars. They have the 4 stars, and they're ready to go to the final. But that's for right now. The final ain't until 10, 15 more weeks. So everybody knows the stars are up for grabs. They head back home. Veronica and Katie, Nicole and Melissa, they're in their room pretty much trying to figure out, like, what's going on with this $300K. We know we get $300K, but is it going to be like the other seasons where are we going to split the money, or does one person have the opportunity to take it? Which I feel like that should be what should happen with Rivals. With Rivals, you have to give them the opportunity to snatch it. Because say they build this relationship, it seems like it's good. They go from hating each other to being copacetic, or being like Maria and Cara Maria were, where they didn't like each other. They grew to really like each other. Or like Hunter and Ashley, came into the season not fucking with each other. Both of them throughout the season did not fuck with each other, but they knew they had to get to the end because they both wanted to win that money. Got to the end, one thinking, yes, we did it. We got this money. I was going to split it with you. No, nigga, I got this money. Snatch that shit like Ashley did. I'm taking the money and I'm running. I want to see that. That's good TV. We want to see that. But Fessy's talking about how he would take the money because he got bills. I feel it. And Nany says, like, if I took somebody to the end and I knew that they would possibly steal that money from me, I will literally purposely lose this final. But that's what we got. That's the first episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Please thumbs up the video if you have not already. Drop a comment down below. Subscribe if you are new. I will see y'all next week on Wednesday. If you watch my channel and actually support me for real, I'll see y'all tomorrow on Traders. Traders is good. If y'all ain't watching Traders, watch it. Tomorrow's going to be good. But I'll see y'all then. Peace.